Yo, Reagan. It's a guru. Black dog. We got everybody. All right. So I got a message a little while ago that said, "What is this bait?" And I had a pretty good idea. Or I didn't have an idea. But what bothered me about it was that I have seen it. And it's not anything crazy, but I know I've seen this bait and I've seen it on a shelf. But I can't find it anywhere on the internet. Um, and I'll show you the picture sent to me. And I will say, all right, I'm going to preface this and save everybody the time of typing. We know that the top one is a tiny torpedo. The other ones below the top bait are not tiny torpedoes. They're made exactly like a tiny torpedo, but it's not like it's a knockoff of a tiny torpedo. It's some sort of house brand tiny torpedo. We don't know who makes it. We know it's a not a legitimate Hedden tiny torpedo. It's some sort of torpedo. So, do you recognize those? The one differentiating thing for certain about them is that they have 3D molded eyes. Kyle, they have they look just like a tiny torpedo, except that little cap on the back's pretty large. But they have 3D eyes, and I looked on like AliExpress and Amazon for just like a generic tiny torpedo. And Double Kyle's, what's up? And I noticed the one that stuck out to me the most was the second one. Yeah, the second bait, the green and gold and with the red around the eye. Um, but I can't remember the producers. That sounds creepily familiar. Maybe because I might have had like a top water, like a spook type bait that was in that color, but that's the only one that really stands out. Um, yeah, the top bait is an actual head and tiny torpedo, and they've only ever done painted eyes. So producers, interesting. Is producer still around? Producer plug lures. Let's look. No, they're plastic, I believe. Uh, is that the same people that make the producer plug? Um, yeah, they're kind of weird baits. Um, they're weird baits. I mean, they're not really that weird. I mean, they're not the same people. Um, I used to paint a bunch of those producer plugs. I don't know. Uh, I haven't got one in a while, but when I first started, people would send me those big 7-inch producer plugs. Uh, Dick's carried them years ago. I'm guess. Oh, that's what it was. I was right, dude. I was right. I told him there was a hillbilly on the package. Let's see if I'm really right. Dude, that's it. The producers. You're right. I told him, I said, I don't know if I'm going crazy here, but I feel like there was like a hillbilly dude on the package. Y'all might have nailed it. The producers. How about this shit? Now I'm on like, oh, there it is. Let's see. Producer Tyrone Boomer Wells Fishing Lure Turbo Chugalug. Is that the name of the bait? The Turbo Chugalug? Uh-oh. The Turbo, they do make one, but it has painted eyes. Maybe they did a revamp. Let's see. The producers lures. Dude, we're digging. We are digging. Who are the producers? I'm guessing maybe this is a newer version than the picture I just saw. I was under the, oh, there it is. Let's see. They made crankbaits, they made jerkbaits, they made zip fish, they made a bunch of stuff. Does anybody know anything about this actual company? The producers. I would have never in a million years known that name. Like, I've seen the packaging. That's the interesting thing about like their branding, is that like I could 100% without a doubt tell you I have seen that packaging and know the packaging, but I'd have no clue what brand it ever was. I guess that's their fault. That's their problem. And the producers is kind of like a weird brand name anyway. The producers. What does that even mean? I guess the baits are the producers. Is it some production group of production company dudes that own this? I will say that Google searches really suck now. Like back in the day, you'd look up was that their whole thing? They were like a big box knockoff cheap like value. I mean, they obviously look like all of those things, but I didn't know if they were that well distributed. Let's see. I'm having problems finding the torpedo. The producer, let's look up the producers chug. I think that's what they called it. Hog stopper looks like a hula popper. I guess I'm gonna go to eBay. Maybe this was from their like last run. Check eBay. That's what I was looking on earlier. I was looking for like generic like torpedo lure, and then I looked up like unknown prop lure, unknown prop bait, and I couldn't find anything, surprisingly. There's lots of producer lures, but the second color stood out. Like I knew I had seen that on other baits, and I think it was on a spook type bait, which is called the Ghost. Here we go. Turbo. Dude, I think y'all nailed it. Maybe so. I think y'all cracked the code, dude. Good job. Is that it? I mean, it looks the part. It looks the part. How about that? Wait. Well, turbo torpedo. Producer. Let's see how many they have. They have two different models though. They have, looks like an older version that has painted eyes. My second question to the guy was, or my first comment was, I know I've seen that before. My second one was, do you like that better than the original? He's like, no, I was just curious what they were. So before I went down a damn wormhole trying to find them. Yeah, there's different models. You got to find that one in that packaging. Fuck. Because they have other turbos, but they have painted eyes. But they do have a torpedo. I guess it's called the laser finish, which is what those probably have, I'm guessing. Old stock, championship fishing lures, new laser finish. They almost look like the Mystic finish from Pradco. Wonder how many. Let's see how many of these have actually sold. Let me go to my advanced settings. Man, that was quick. I didn't have a lot of confidence that we were going to be able to nail that down that fast. Roku, shut up. I don't want your emails. One has been sold. It had two bids. Sold for $5 US American dollars. And it's like a chrome coach dog. Well, teamwork makes the dream work. That's right. I will say, it's got to be that, but the ones I'm seeing pictures of have a lot shittier eyes than the ones in this picture. The ones that are in the picture I have posted have nice looking eyes. The ones on eBay have really poo-poo looking eyes. Huh. The Producer Turbo. There you go. The Producers Turbo. Next question. There's an American record producer named Turbo. Don't care about him. How about that? Oh, there's one. That one's pretty. Amazon Japan has it listed. Yeah, it's the. I think it's the last probably run they did of those. Here's one I found. This is on Amazon Japan. It looks the part. It's got the nice eyes, but like that one has painted eyes. So. See, got my whole camera out of whack. Sorry for a minute making anybody sick. All right, let me get this picture off. Stop sharing. All right. Well, the dude seemed to have a pretty good stockpile of them, so I don't think he's in the hunt for them if anybody has any of the Producer Turbos. But I think that's what it was. How about that shit? There's one. There's really not a lot of them out there to be like a cheap bait. You would think you would see more. The odd thing is, a really odd thing is I'm seeing way more in Japan. Like there's all these Japanese websites that have them listed. Do you think the Japanese are like really into junky old bargain bin American lures? Wouldn't surprise me, but I think it's funny that there's like 3 pictures of this damn thing and they're all on like a Japanese eBay or Amazon or whatever. Huh, that's awesome. Thanks, dudes. That was quick. I was thinking we were gonna have to let like 45 minutes worth of people roll through and championship fishing lure producers. How about that? Boggles my mind. Does anybody throw a tiny torpedo anymore? Marty, that sounds like a project for you, bro. That would be awesome. Sexy little tiny torpedo. Get your lathe out and just get you a damn stick of wood and go. Hell, I got a lathe here. I could probably do it. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can cut balsa on a lathe or would it just like fly apart. You might have to do like basswood or something. What say you, Burns? Um, no, I used to throw one of those a lot in the summertime, up shallow. Not something I would necessarily throw like on a point or in the river where you would typically fish in the summertime. But if you went like up in a creek and like fish around grass and stuff, um, and the reason I found out that it worked so good was because we had a boathouse, and on the end of our boathouse was like this grass bed, and I don't know why I picked that bait, but I would just throw. I had this tiny torpedo from when I was a kid, and I would take it and I would throw it out there by the grass, just dicking off, and dude, I'd catch the shit out of them. But it only seemed to work good, like in that hot, stagnant summertime water, like on like summertime residential fish. But you catch some pretty good ones on it. And it wasn't very, they're small, but I guess all the big shad had left in the summertime, and they were out in the river, and the fish that were left were eating like little bitty brim and whatever else was swimming around that was small, and that kind of made sense. But yeah, that was the only time, like summer and fall, when there typically wasn't like migratory fish shallow or like a big group of fish shallow, where it's just like dicked up residential fish. Um, oh, sorry, I missed lots of Kyle comments on YouTube because I was looking at my browser. Let's see. The little soft T from producers have 3D eyes. That was so easy. Marty didn't even have to change out his shoe. Where's South Jersey? Isn't he the JDM guy? Yeah, where's South Jersey? We need him. Uh, Marty said it's time for a wedge after all that hard thinking. Yeah, South Jersey could probably tell us about the Japanese uh, bargain bin U.S. lures. Balsa turns well if you have a very sharp tool. Well, Kyle, one thing about around here, there is no sharp tools, no drill bits that are sharp, no screwdrivers that are sharp, no anything. Nothing is sharp here. My father was not of. He's the dude that would keep a drill bit like from like 20 years ago. That's been like ground down to nothing, to where there's like not even a point on it. And then he wonders why his screws strip out. Um, and yeah, there's like my pocket. Marty, Kyle on YouTube said it turns well if you have very sharp tools. Um, no, we don't. I've dealt with that my whole life, and then I went. When you like stick a you put like a number 2 Phillips head bit in a drill, and it like just like doesn't bite because it's old and shitty. Um, my whole life growing up here around the construction company, like nobody, like you didn't use like nice drill bits. You just used like the same old drill bits forever that you found like in your tool bag or your tool belt or whatever. And then I moved to Austin, and I worked next to a very high-end custom cabinet maker, Sawdust Studio. Y'all sometimes see me wear a T-shirt that's got a big saw blade on it. It says Sawdust. That was the guys, Tim and Towner, that owned that, and they were in the warehouse next to me. And I go out there and hang out with them, drink beer and shit. And they kind of fine-tuned me to realizing that, like, if you want to do like legit stuff, like don't waste your time using like an old ass shitty drill bit. Like get a new drill bit, get a good drill bit. Uh, like if you're drilling holes in something, don't buy the old like rusty, or don't use the old rusty like drill bit. Like if you're serious about it, get some damn German stuff that's like sharp. Um, so I kind of took a, like when I got back here and started looking at all this shit that like my dad had like in little cups, like his old little drill bits and stuff. I'm like, dude, just throw this shit away and get new stuff. Like you don't use it that much to where like if you're gonna use something, you might as well use something that's sharp, because otherwise you're just wasting time tearing out or dicking up screw heads, whatever. Marty said he knows a lot of people that turn baits. Didn't say that it was enjoyable, just that it's possible. Kyle, could we agree that it would probably be easier and maybe less of a headache to just do it by hand? Because I mean, if you're just, oh, I mean, it's perfectly round though, so you would kind of need to, you would need a lathe would be the easiest thing. I was thinking we were starting with round stock, but we're not. Um, Marty, just get your chisel out and do like Uncle Buck. Yeah, I think a chisel would grab too much, but like Kyle said, it's got to be you got to be able to circumcise a gnat with that thing. Sandpaper on a lathe might work. I don't see why not. It's interesting. I got a lathe back there. I just don't have any balsa sticks. On a tubular object like that, a little blowout is going to sand very well at high speeds. Interesting. A parting turn would work best. Kyle, you are speaking a completely different language than I speak. You're obviously educated on the subject. Carpentry and I, not so much. I don't like wood. I like wood baits, but I don't like. I have. Um, I don't have any desire to like build things out of wood. I don't. As far as like big stuff, just because I just don't like wood stuff. Like my dad wants to build everything out of wood. He's like, "Oh, you need a truck? You need a transmission for your truck? Okay, I think I can build one of those out of some wood I got in the back." It's like, "Nah, dude, that's not a wood project. Like anything metal, like that you would like boat trailers. Like, oh, I think I got enough wood. I can build you one." It's like, "Nah, dude, I don't need a wood boat trailer. Wood is not metal." He's not that bad, but pretty bad. Pretty bad. Marty might be the next advancement in Bernsey world. Because I've got some of these. I got some of these little gold propellers that would look pretty nice on a little torpedo, my man. It would look pretty nice. I could just wait to get all these, get all the little flat walkers in, and then snip your tail off and put a spinner on it. Make it a hybrid. Make it a hybrid. I want a hybrid in-between size spook. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not the worst. Dickie D, there he is. We found your bait, bro. It took about 2 seconds. Look, dude, these dudes figured it out. It's made by the producers. It's called the Turbo. Turbo number 1. If you get Turbo number 2, it has painted eyes. Turbo number 1, has the 3D eyes, made by the producers. I think. No wonder you had them, dude. That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, did you use? You probably sold these things. That's how you got them. They were probably. It's probably a salesman sample you got. But yeah, the producers. What's the story behind the producers? What do they say, Marty? Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Yeah, what's the backstory on? Dude, I'm surprised my hillbilly on the package didn't jog your mind to the producers, because now that I look at their packaging, they did have like some like redneck dude on the front of all their packages. That's what I remember. Like, look, there's a dude holding a bass. I mean, he's not really a hillbilly, but he kind of is. I thought they had a hillbilly one. But that's it. The producers. How about that? Yeah, that's what Black Dog Baits was saying, that there was a big box store for like Walmart and Dick's Sporting Goods and stuff like that. It was just like a volume kind of thing for cheap. Just a cheap volume fishing lure company. So, Big Lots. You can find some deals at Big Lots occasionally. Let's see. I'm glad we solved that though, because it was really bothering me. Dryer guy's there. Yay. Ask him if he knows any if you trust him, Amy. Ask him if he knows any electricians that want to run power for the AC. Kyle also, not Kyle. We got so many damn Kyles, I can't keep up. Dickie D, if you're interested, you could probably send those send all your producer lures to Japan. They seem to be popular over there. Because I was looking them up, and that's the only place I could really find pictures of them was on these like Japanese eBays and Amazons. Uh, why is it all your shit at home breaking down at the same time? Marty, I wish I knew the answer to this. Yes, Sticky D, you heard that right. The Japanese seem to be into producer lures. The producer's lures. You know the old saying, when it rains, you get shit on. Blake on the Lake, thank you for joining. We have been trying to decipher a fishing lure from years past, and the riddle has been solved. Um, can I ask where I am located? Yes, I am in Mobile, Alabama. Deep, deep South Alabama. Southern Alabama, near the Gulf. Like I could launch the boat about 10 minutes away from here and then run about another 20 minutes south and be in the Gulf of Mexico. Um, Kyle, I don't. It's been the only reason I don't is because it's been raining every day and we've been getting thunderstorms every day. So the house has been cool. Like we haven't needed it. There's been like one day it got kind of warm, but for the most part, we've gotten really lucky that it's been raining every day. So it hasn't been like a priority. Uh, oh, damn it. Eric Galasso, decline. Get on the live, Eric. I did a new roof and heat unit the same year 3 years ago. Ouch. We've already done the heating thing, Marty. We got that out of the way last year. Um, and then we had a lot of the receptacles rewired because they were shorting out and sparking and shit. Kyle, I used to love to duck hunt. Um, and I would work myself stupid trying to find ducks. And then I realized after like years and years of trying to like kill birds or where I was at that it wasn't me. We just didn't have any ducks. So we got tons of wood ducks. That's about it though. Um, we don't see many big ducks. Like we get some gadwalls if you like shooting those. But once they get to us, they're so damn educated that like it's almost worth not even putting like your decoy spread is like two coots, and you never call. You know what I mean? Like you just pray that they're like um, Kyle. To me, that's the prettiest bird that flies. Um, if you I don't know, what does this say? We can use the control panel now that we have, but lose money or get a control panel with the service, but won't have a dryer for another week. So we can let the guy fix it and order the part, or I can do it myself. We can use the control panel now that we have, but lose money. How would we be losing money if I'm doing the work myself? I mean, it really doesn't bother me not having a. I don't. The only part I'm concerned about is losing money. I shouldn't have to lose money for anything. That wouldn't make any sense when I own the part. What would I be losing money because I already bought the part and I wouldn't be refunded for the part? Is that what we're getting at? South Jersey, how goes it? Um, Kyle, I was always under the impression also when I first started duck hunting that the old timers would tell me that you could not. Oh, because we're using it? I don't know. I mean, would I like to have that $150 back for that thing? Sure. Could I deal without a washing machine for another week? Sure. Just wait another week. We'll just go over to Yaya's and do laundry. Um, sorry, I had to do warranty work on the dryer. Power surged, fried the dryer control board. Um, South Jersey, what do you know about the producer's brand of fishing lures? 3 weeks without a dryer. Yeah, I mean, we've already been 2 weeks. What's another week? We could use a dryer line outside, but it rains so much, your clothes would be more wet. Putting them outside, you could never dry them outside. Um, Dickie D, that's why I think yours were samples. Or do you not think? I don't know. That's odd. It's got to be because the other thing about it was the hardware is the same. Like the the little caps on the back tailpiece are really odd looking. All right, let me get off of here and call Amy. Later, dudes.